I think a good example of that illustrates this point very well is a kitty that I used to see at my office. His name was Lewis. And Lewis came to me after having seen multiple veterinarians for some chronic skin issues, itching, allergies, scabby skin. He was so uncomfortable that he was literally like pulling out tufts of his hair. And you know, all of these standard veterinary drugs had been tried, and nothing really worked. And the owner came to me really looking for help. One of the first things that I did for Lewis was to talk to the owner about getting him off of dry and canned cat food and onto a fresh whole food diet. And within a matter of a month or two of having started on the new diet, Lewis's skin and fur started to improve, and 2 to 3 months down the road, his allergies were nearly completely resolved with almost no other therapy. You know, this is a really excellent example of how just a nutritional change can make an enormous difference in a pet's life. If you look on the label of most kibble and canned foods, they will lead you to believe that it's effectively a fresh whole food diet, but in a bag or in a can. Well, you know, the reality is a little bit more complicated than that. You know, regardless of how good the food ingredients that went in at the beginning of the process, you know, by the time they get down the production line and they're processed and cooked at really high temperatures, very frequently a lot of nutrition has been lost, and a lot of chemical compounds may have been produced that actually create inflammation and create medical problems. Your dog, which weighs way less than you do, and your cat, which weighs even less, are receiving enormous amounts more carcinogens, more cancer-causing chemicals in their food than we are on a daily basis. Nobody wants that. You know, we've already established, you know, quite effectively that you as a loving pet owner want what's best for your pet. And certainly feeding them a food that's loaded with chemicals that cause cancer does not meet that criteria. You know, that in and of itself should be all that really needs to be said as you know, as a conversation and the debate as far as getting your dog or your cat off of processed food and onto a fresh whole food diet. So, you know, if as we sit here today, you're feeding your dog or your cat, you know, dry food or canned food, please don't freak out. We can move in a really good direction here. You know, physiology, biology is incredibly forgiving if we make the right changes. So the best thing that you can do from a nutritional standpoint is start to take steps to move in a direction away from processed foods towards diets that have better nutrition and less of these potentially toxic products. So again, you know, please don't panic. You know, the goal here is to make positive changes over time. Everything doesn't have to happen all at once. You know, as we go through the chapters and as you read through the book, you know, you will find stepwise things that you can do to improve your pet's life. So it's baby steps. We're going to walk you through all of it, and in the end, you're going to feel much better about how you're feeding and how you're caring for your dog or cat.